Hey there, it's Elizabeth. Welcome back to another video. So today's going to be a bit of a tutorial. If you had seen on my social media, like Facebook or on, you might have seen it on one of my videos here, or on Instagram, you would have seen that I have painted some Galaxy cards. Now, and then some of you asked, would you do a tutorial? So I said, why, sure, why not? So, these are some that I made for my daughter. I am using, just so you know, let me move this out of the way. Okay. I'm using Arteza watercolors, okay? Love them. There are going to be links below, and some of them are affiliates, just so you know. So, I've never done this before. And so I looked online, and I must have watched 100 videos, okay? And a lot of them that I noticed as I was watching them, they're set to music or, yeah, I guess. And you're just basically watching somebody do it. There's no explanation whatsoever. You don't know how they're doing it, or there's, yeah. So I decided to go ahead and do a video, not only because I was asked, but also because I was very hard pressed to find a video. Maybe I didn't look hard enough on somebody that's explaining the whole thing. I take that back. I do believe that Marta from Marry Me Small Art, and I will leave her link below to her video. I did see a video that she did galaxies, and she does a very good job of explaining. So go ahead and watch that if you'd like. Now, the reason you see this one partially done is because this is the second time I'm filming this video. The first time I got a phone call from I have no idea where, and it shut off the video. So anyway, so here are some of the ones. If you'll notice, I've done splatters with iridescent paint, and I've also done splatters with white acrylic paint, okay? So splatter or iridescent, acrylic. So there's some, here's another one. And I made these cards for my daughter so that she could send them to her students. They're doing the whole Zoom thing and schooling, at home, and she's teaching remotely. And so she just wanted to have a little something to send her students to say, hey, how you doing? Miss ya, hope to see you soon, kind of thing. So I came up with this. I thought it would be easy, fast, and a way that I could do a lot. They're all individually painted. And so, yeah, so I hope this video helps you out. I'll show you how I do this like milky cloudy part. That's the step I was on to when I was doing this one. So, okay, I will show you the whole thing, but I'll finish this one, okay? Now, I've gone and I've put in all my color that I want to put in, and now I'm gonna show you how I go in and make like these little cloud things. Hopefully it works, okay? Hopefully it works. So I'm dipping my brush in the water and I'm squeegeeing some of the water off, okay? Because all of this is pooled on here, all right? Now I'm gonna take clean water, all right, from a clean brush, okay? And I'm just gonna sweep it along here, okay? And if you'll notice, just sweeping it along, okay? If you'll notice, it's kind of like the pools are going, sucking up that water, okay? So I'm gonna do it over here to this one, and we're just going like that, okay? Now you can see, okay, it's all swirly and marbly and whatnot. We're gonna start from the beginning again. This has got so much water on it, but I'm gonna try to bring it up closely to you, okay? If you can see that, all right? A lot of water. I don't want to tip it because then it'll make the paint run. So we're going to put it over here on something relatively flat. Relatively flat. Relatively flat, Elizabeth. Find a spot. Oh gosh, it's so hard in this room to find any spot. Okay, let's start again, shall we? And hope I don't get cut off. All right, so what I did was I took a piece of watercolor paper. This is, let me think. I believe it's Canson 140-pound cold press watercolor paper. It's what I have in my stash, all right? Then I take, sorry for the reach, I take one of these, it's a ball mason jar lid, right? And that's what I use as my template. And I'm just going to lightly draw a circle. Okay. All right, it's very light. You probably can't see it. Okay, now, here's how you do this. You take a thirsty brush, all right? A fat, thirsty brush. This happens to be a number 7. Oh, did I even mention, because this is my second time filming, I don't know if I've mentioned. I've never done galaxies before. Yeah, I did mention that. The other thing that I did mention is I'm not a watercolorist. I play. That's all I do is I play. My daughter had asked me if she thought that it would be, you know, a good idea to send some cards to her students to say hello. And, you know, I mean, who doesn't like mail? So I was like, yeah, sure. And then she asked me if I would paint one, and I said, yeah, sure. Okay, so thirsty brush. Let's just get on with it, Elizabeth. Quit yammering. All right, you take water. That's it, okay? You take water, and we're gonna go around the circle with the water, okay? The water is gonna pool. Now, how I make these, like, this part right in the center there is I leave that part without water, okay? So I'll bring it across here, the water, with the thirsty brush, paint along the line as best I can, all right? And maybe I'll leave another little one down here. An open spot is what I'm saying, okay? An open spot. The rest of it is gonna get painted. Now I have the fan on in my room, and you do want a lot of water, okay? You do want a good amount of water on your paper, because what you're gonna do next is you're gonna take your paint and you're just going to dab it all. I'm trying to get as close to the line as I can, but it's not working. All right, so you're just painting with water right now, painting the inside of the circle. This is also I think in the watercolor world called wet on wet painting, okay? So all this is wet. Now, what wet on wet painting means is that your paint is only going to spread wherever the water is, okay? So let me bring this up close to you. See, some is wet, some is not, all right? The paint will not go where the paper's not wet unless you intentionally put it there. All right, now I'm switching brushes. This is, I don't even know, a number 5. Okay, thirsty brush right into a dry pan, all right? Let's start out with a nice purple color, and we're dabbing. See? As soon as you put that paint on, it goes right into the water. Notice how it's not touching the dry part, all right? That's what we want, okay? So we're just gonna dab. That's it. I mean, this is so super, super duper simple. Really, really easy to do. You don't even really need a thirsty brush. You could dab it or, you know, squeegee it off. Okay, well, we're gonna go in here into a dry palette. And the reason I say you can squeegee it off is just because there's so much water in here that as soon as you touch it down, it's gonna spread, you know? It's going to spread. If you want it to spread more, add more water, you know? Put a thirsty brush to it, and it's going to go only where the water is, all right? You can also bring this closer up to the top here, and that really dark purple is gonna pool right at the edge there, right? Isn't that cool? This is so much fun, and I'll tell you what, it's also quite relaxing. You know, you're just dabbing, that's it. That's it. Okay, now I'm gonna add some blues in here just because I really like a blue. So let's get a really nice shade of blue. And we're going to dab right into the purple because it's gonna spread, you know. I'm gonna try to go right along the edge there. See how, I mean, the blue is spreading everywhere where the water is, you know. I'm trying to get it up to the edge so that I have, you know, a relatively crisp edge here. Okay, and see how it's just going right into the water. Oops, see, and the water, or the paper is warping, all right? And it will do that, and that's okay. It's okay. It's all okay. It'll all come out in the end, okay? All right, let's get a different blue, and we'll see what happens there with that. It's gonna take a while for these to dry. I let them dry naturally. I just let them air dry, because if I don't have a heat tool. I don't own one. I know it's odd, but I don't. Never saw the need to get one. And so let's just keep going. And so what I'm trying to say with the heat thing, going into the pink now, what I'm saying with the heat thing is that if you use a heat tool and you like, you know, like you blow on it really forcefully with a heat tool, you're just gonna get like this splatter, you know. I'm assuming, yeah, it's not gonna stay in where you want it to stay, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so we're just dabbing. All right, it's kind of drying as we're going along, but like there are a lot of places in here where it is super duper pooled, okay? That's why you do not want to use a heat tool on it, okay? Now we're going into the yellow, which apparently I got some green in there. I don't know. And we're gonna touch it right there. Bonk, bonk, okay? Maybe a little bit over here, maybe a little bit over there, okay? It's making green now, okay? Over here, and in the purple, it'll probably make mud, but that's okay. That is okay. All right, now this is how I make this like cloud kind of thing, a nebula or something. Okay, let's take the fatter brush. Okay, I squeegee some of the water off, but this is just water on my brush, and this is how I make those little things, those like cloud-like things, right? Just with water only, and as soon as I hit that area, right, with water, it leaves it light, but it also mixes with the other colors, okay? So it is that simple, okay? It is literally that simple. You take your circle, with a wet brush only, clean water, you fill it wherever you want it to be filled. And then you just take your paint and you dab your paint on there. As soon as it hits the pool of water, it'll start spreading, right? And combining and all of that stuff. So if you want to go back in, I'm just gonna take a little bit more yellow here. Go back in and, you know, brighten up some areas, add some more, whatever you want. Okay, so this will dry, all right? And then it'll have this like, you know, whitish, you know, lighter spots and darker spots, okay? I hope I'm explaining this well. Okay, I'm gonna take some of this really dark color over here, because from what I've seen on some of the ones that didn't have explanations, they did have like darker edges, you know what I'm saying? You know, the edges were a lot darker, so. And because the paper's already wet, it's just gonna move the paint naturally, okay? All right, so we're gonna take this and leave this in a flat spot, all right? And it's gonna dry completely, okay? This one is the first one I think I showed you. It's drying, so we're gonna take this and move this to a flat area. I'll bring it up. I'll try to bring it up. Okay, see, that's how it looks. See, it's very wet, and I don't want to tilt it or anything like that because then it will run. So we're gonna put that over there to dry. All right, now let me show you how I do this part right here, okay? The splattering, all right? And we'll use these two right here. Okay, yeah, we'll use this one, which was a mess up one, but for the purposes of this video, it's fine. So what I did was I took just a sheet of notebook paper and I drew the same circle and cut it out. I actually cut it out just, I don't know if you can even see that. See the line there? Just slightly smaller, like a 1/16 of an inch smaller, all right, than the circle. The reason being is, and then, oh, I forgot to tell you, then I put some washi on the back. Okay, put some washi on the back, and this is why I don't need my water anymore. So I put it right on here like this, and I'm using it as a mask, okay? Then what I did was I took, in this little sweet dish here, I took just a little bit of white acrylic paint. Whoops, okay, that was a little more than a little. All right, a little bit of acrylic paint. Sorry for the reach. Take my spray bottle, give it a little squirt. Let's put that over there. Let's see. Then I got a fan brush, okay? Fan brush. And I dipped it in the white, all right? I like it, it needs to be thinned, you know? It needs to be thinned, okay? Whoops, can you see that? Okay, now we take this, if you splatter it right away with a lot of paint on your brush, then you're gonna get huge globs of paint, you know? The further you, like the closer you put your fan brush to the painting and tap, the bigger the blob. The further away you get, the smaller the blob, okay? So we're gonna start high, go low, just tap, 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 okay? Maybe tap some more on one side or the other, okay? And you tap as much as you want or as little as you want, okay? So there we have that. And then what I also do is, like I told you, okay, I take this, okay, Tattered Angels, whoops, let's get this over here. That's it right there. This right here, okay, is this. I simply take this, again, it's Glimmer Mist, and it's this color. It's just white. I know it looks blue, but it's white. There's the mica in the bottom. You swirl it around, okay, to get the mica, but I think I can just use what's in here, okay? It's very iridescent. Well, maybe we'll just use some more. Get it, okay, get it all shaken up. Okay, pour some in there, okay? We dab our brush in. This is a bigger fan brush, doesn't make any difference, okay? And then we do the same thing, okay? We just tap, 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 okay? Tap it all on there, all right? There we go. Put that in my water. Rinse my brushes, okay? You don't ever want to leave your brushes in the water, okay? I'm just drying them off on this very dirty rag, all right? But you don't want to leave them in the water, okay? So there's that, all right? And then you take the mask off, and there you have it, right? Now, if you'll notice, see, those are gonna dry iridescent. Right now they're wet. And that's it. That's as easy as it gets, okay? So, and then it comes out like this, right? All iridescent and cool looking. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Super duper easy, super duper easy. This one's almost dry, right? That one's almost dry. So that'll look really cool. You can move it, I mean, if you want to, you know, you can move the paint around if you really want to. It'll move around because it's still a wet puddle there, but it won't go outside the circle because it's not wet out there, okay? So, yeah, I hope that made sense to you, and I hope it helped you, and I hope it taught you how to do something really fun and new. Yeah, super duper easy. You can make a lot of these at one time, let them all dry. You could do them in stages, and then you have, you know, a whole set of these really cool cards that you can send out just as a hello, just as a simple hello, right? Okay, so there you have it. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day and a wonderful week, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye.